You know what, Biden? Your taste in armies is as bad as your taste in ice cream. Weak and flavorless, just like your politics.
At least my armies don't rely on brute strength and sheer numbers like yours, Trump. Your orcs are as brainless as your policies.
Cool it, bros. Let's try to keep this civil. But I gotta say, Trumpy boy, your orcs may be powerful, but they lack the finesse and strategy of my Eldar.
Finesse? Strategy? Give me a break, Obama. Your Eldar are just a bunch of cowards who rely on hit-and-run tactics.
You want to talk cowards, Jack? What's with your space marines, Trump? Always hiding behind your fancy armor and guns.
At least I have some real soldiers, Biden. Your tower, just a bunch of pacifist hippies who wouldn't know a real fight if it bit them in the ass.
They're a bit more strategic, but they can be deadly in the right hands.
Hey, let him have his opinion, Obama. I think the Tau Empire are one of the strongest armies out there. Definitely A tier.
No, can you believe this guy? Tau Empire? More like Tau Wimpire. Sure, they have some fancy tech, but what happens when their little toys get blown up? They fall apart faster than Joe Biden's mental faculties.
Rude.
They are a low-down bunch of space commies, and you're nothing but a CCP bootlicker.
Oh, come on now, Donnie. You know the Tau Empire has a lit artillery,
Cuck.
and their ability to outmaneuver their enemies is
Cuck.
fly as fuck.
Xi Jinping,
Plus,
cuck.
they have some of the coolest-looking models in the game.
Are you kidding me? Those blue aliens are so ugly, they have to hide behind that weak-ass armor of theirs. Fucking incels couldn't get laid, so they built big guns and took it out on the galaxy. It's pathetic.
I have to agree with Biden on this one. The Tau Empire's versatility and long-range capabilities make them a real threat. And let's not forget about their stealth technology. They can infiltrate enemy lines and strike with precision. B tier.
Precision my ass. That's what the craft worlds are for. The only good thing about the Tau Empire is that they're easier to beat than the Eldar. Speaking of which, let's get to the real deal here. Eldar, the pointy-eared freaks of the galaxy.
Ah, yes, the Eldar. These are my absolute boys. They're fast, they're durable, and they've got some of the best psychic abilities in the game. Plus, their units are just beautiful. I mean, have you seen those Wraith Knights? Stunning.
They may be pretty, but pretty doesn't win campaigns, boys, unless you're me. Your drone strike-loving ass just spams AP1 firepower and calls that a viable strategy. Bitches be tripping.
The Eldar are lit as fuck. The Eldar are a formidable opponent for even the most experienced players, and their army composition allows for some utterly devastating combinations. Truly goated energy right there.
Yeah, but they're also kind of fragile, aren't they?
Wrong.
And they rely too much on their fancy tricks.
You're wrong.
A dinky-ass army
So
for people
wrong.
who are too precious about getting their hands dirty.
Shut the fuck up, you orange gas
Fucking
bag.
mid-energy. I blast that shit all day, every day.
Bullshit, Donald. The Eldar are a well-rounded army with a lot of options. They can hold their own in melee combat and at range. Plus, they've got some of the best flyers in the game. A tier.
Look, man, Eldar are a top-tier army, no doubt about it. The fact that you struggle to comprehend their subtleties says more about you than them as a choice of army. They're not without their weaknesses, of course, but they're definitely one of the stronger armies. A tier.
You're fucking cracked, bro. You hit them hard and fast, they'll disappear quicker than Hillary's emails. C tier. Those jumped-up freaks are nothing compared to the might of the Imperium. You can't beat good old human grit and determination.
You're just saying that because you're a xenophobic warmonger, Trump. I wouldn't be surprised if you had the same reaction to the Tyranids, who for all intents and purposes are a real top-tier army.
Wrong again, Joe. They're weak, they're squishy, and they're too reliant on melee. Tyranids are trash.
Shut the fuck up, Donnie. You're out of your element. The Tyranids are incredibly powerful and versatile.
Yeah, if you're into playing with bugs, I'll stick with my Space Marines, thank you very much.
Don, would you get your head out of your ass for 5 minutes? I think the Tyranids are freaking unstoppable. They're like a swarm of locusts devouring everything in their path, and their ability to adapt to their environment is unparalleled. I can't respect myself, and I have them go any lower than B tier.
I'm surprised you can respect yourself in the first place with that complete L take. Creepy crawlies, if you ask me, and I don't like things that go bump in the night. Definitely a D tier army.
Suck shit, Donnie. The Tyranids are mighty impressive, and their ability to evolve is truly something to behold. I'd even argue they deserve an A-tier ranking.
You two are out of your goddamn minds. You're telling me you want to lead an army of bugs? I'm sticking with my D tier ranking. D for disgusting.
Well, at least the Tyranids have some unique features, unlike the Astra militarum. They're just a bunch of humans with guns.
What?
C tier at best.
Well, damn, Barry, I never thought I'd say it, but I agree. The Astra militarum is not particularly interesting or unique.
Come on.
I'd say they're a solid D tier.
Fuck up, Donald. The Astra Militarum is a classic army. They represent the human race in all its power. S tier all the way.
S tier? Are you fucking kidding me? They're just cannon fodder with no real strategy. They're just there to take the hits so the real soldiers can advance.
Wow, what the fuck?
C tier at best.
That's not fair, Donald. The Imperial Guard may not be as glamorous as some of the other armies, but they're essential to any war effort. They're the backbone of the Imperium, and are you seriously going to sit there and tell me that the Lehman Russ ain't the best tank in the game?
I mean, they have tons of troops and tanks, but let's be real, they're nothing without their commanders. Plus, they're not that durable. They're like the red shirts in Star Trek, you know, I don't respect them.
Donald, you buffoon, not everyone is a fucking megalomaniac like yourself. The Imperial Guard is a solid army. They have the numbers and the artillery to take down just about anything. They're not the flashiest, but they get the job done. They absolutely deserve a higher spot on the list.
Now that I think about it, Joe has a point. And don't forget about their ability to summon the Emperor's wrath with their morale checks. That's a game changer. A tier.
Okay, so how about the Adeptus mechanicus? They may not have the numbers of the Imperial Guard, but their technology is unmatched.
I can't believe you guys call yourself war gamers. The Adeptus Mechanicus is just a bunch of nerds playing with gadgets. They don't have the guts to fight a real battle.
AdMech are much more than that, you tool. They're the masters of technology and can hack into just about anything. Their weapons are unlike anything else in the galaxy.
AdMech are some of the most innovative fighters out there.
I don't know about that.
But it's true. The Skitarii are incredibly powerful, and their artillery can decimate entire armies.
They've got some serious firepower. Plus, their models look awesome. But they can be a bit finicky to play, especially if you don't know what you're doing.
They're just a bunch of losers who make the Imperial Guard look strong by comparison. Not exactly a beginner-friendly army either. D tier at best.
I'm putting them in C tier.
Bullshit. Do my opinions mean nothing to you guys?
Come back when you have some decent opinions, Joe, and then we'll talk.
Get a grip, you two. We're not finished here. Let's talk about the Drukari. These guys are like the evil twin of the Eldar, with a focus on speed and aggression. Personally, I think their aesthetic is dope as hell.
Ugh, I hate those guys. They're so creepy.
Yeah, but they're also incredibly fast and agile. And their poison weapons are no joke.
Poison weapons? Come on, that's just cheap.
Hey, it's a legitimate strategy.
Yeah, if you're not above cheating. Oh, wait, who am I talking to again?
Get wrecked, Donald, you sore fucking loser. The Drukari have some seriously powerful units like those Grotesques and Talos paint engines, and their transport vehicles fucking slay.
They're definitely a tough army to play as, but they can be equally tough to pin down. They rely heavily on speed and surprise, but they're not exactly durable.
And what the hell does that mean, Obama? Are you saying they're weak or something?
No, I'm just saying they're not easy to play. You got to have some serious skill to use them effectively.
No cap, Obama. I played them once and got my ass handed to me.
No shit, Joe. The world hands your ass to you on a daily basis, you useless fucking scrub. I find them kind of one-dimensional. It's all just charge forward and kill everything in sight.
Kind of like your orcs, eh, Donald?
For fuck's sake.
Yeah, look, they're definitely not for beginners. But if you know what you're doing, they can be bussin'.
Bussin'? What the hell does that mean?
It means they're good, Donald. Even when Games Workshop left them by the wayside, Dark Eldar players remained strong. Seriously, they were waiting fucking years for that new codex.
That's ridiculous. How can they make players wait that long?
Well, it's not uncommon for Games Workshop to take their time with updates, but it was definitely frustrating for Dark Eldar players. They had to make do with an outdated codex for far too long.
Ain't that the truth? I had to rely on some serious luck just to get a few wins.
Luck? Biden, you don't know the first thing about playing 40K?
You mad, bro? Maybe have a little faith in the dice gods and you wouldn't be coping so hard, you little bitch. Besides, I've been playing since Rogue Trader, and I know more than enough to kick your ass on the battlefield, Trump.
All right, let's calm down now. We're all just trying to have a civil discussion here.
Civil discussion? You're the one who started this, Obama.
I was just giving my opinion, Donnie. You don't like it, you can get the fuck out.
Yeah, we're just here to talk about Warhammer. No need to get all political.
Political? What the hell are you talking about, Biden?
I mean, we're all presidents here. Let's keep it professional.
Speak for yourself. We all know who really won the election in 2020. If it were a game of 40K, there'd be absolutely no doubt I would still be in office.
Save it for 2024, Chief. I'm putting Dark Eldar in B tier.
A tier.
B tier and moving on.
All right, fine. Maybe they're not the worst, but they're certainly not better than the Space Wolves. These guys are fierce, and they've got the best melee units in the game. Plus, they've got those wolfy companions, which are just so cool, so cool. I mean, who wouldn't want to charge into battle with a giant wolf by their side? Fucking based.
I'll admit the Space Wolves are cool as fuck, but they're not without their weaknesses. They're not as versatile as some of the other armies, and they can struggle against ranged attacks.
I agree with Joe. The Space Wolves are a fun army to play, but they're not top tier. Plus, they can be a little erratic.
Oh, come on, you two. You're just afraid of the Space Wolves' fury. They're one of the most aggressive armies in the game, and that's what makes them so fun to play.
I don't think we're afraid, Donald. We just know that there are stronger armies out there, like Orks, for example.
Easy as fuck A tier, no question. Loot and shoot for days. Next.
Wait. I have to stop you right there, Obama. How the fuck are Orks in A tier? They're nothing but a bunch of green-skinned savages. No strategy, no discipline.
That's the point, Joe. Try to keep up. They're unpredictable. You never know what they're going to do next.
Serious?
The Orks may not be the most sophisticated army, but they have their own unique charm.
I swear to fucking God.
Not only are they a force to be reckoned with on the battlefield, but they also provide much-needed comic relief for the game. Clear-cut A tier.
I don't know. I think they're a bit too chaotic for my liking, but I will say that they make up for their lack of intelligence with sheer brute strength and an unbreakable will.
You'd have to be an absolute moron to underestimate the Orks. Their tech isn't the greatest, but they make up for it with sheer numbers and ferocity.
Being able to loot weapons from their enemies is pretty savage, and they've got a lot of character. I mean, who doesn't love a good wah?
I'll give you that. The Orks are tough, but they're also pretty stupid.
Cry harder, Weepy Joe. You just can't handle what a real army looks like.
That may be true, Joe, but sometimes that's all you need to win a battle. And their vehicles are OP. Those things can take a beating and keep going. A tier.
Unbelievable. You guys are clueless.
Moving on to Chaos Knights, I gotta say, I love these guys. They're like the evil twin of the Imperial Knights with all sorts of nasty tricks up their sleeves.
Yeah, man, that 4+ invulnerable save is no joke. But I gotta say, while I can appreciate their power, I'm not a big fan of Chaos Knights. Their allegiance to the dark gods of chaos and their disregard for any semblance of order or justice is deeply concerning to me.
You know what's even more concerning, Biden? Your weak leadership that allowed chaos to spread throughout the galaxy in the first place.
Oh, give it a break.
We need to be taking a harder stance against these traitors and heretics, not coddling them.
Look, man, for once I agree. Chaos is a serious threat to the Imperium, but we can't just resort to brute force to deal with them. We need to address the underlying issues that lead people to turn to chaos in the first place.
Typical Democrat, always trying to talk it out. Sometimes you need to show strength and crush your enemies before they can crush you.
And sometimes you need to be patient and strategic and recognize that there are deeper issues at play. But I guess that's just not in your nature, is it, Trump?
Sorry, Barry, I thought we were playing war games here. The time for talking is over. Let the men settle their disputes on the battlefield. Anyways, Chaos Knights are pretty meh overall. Such an afterthought of an army. I just love paying $115 for a model. What a bad deal. Give me a Loyalist Knight any day.
You're missing out, Donnie. Chaos Knights are where it's at. I'm happy sticking them in B tier for now.
I can't believe how fucking backwards this tier list is looking. Next, you'll be telling me that Space Marines are fucking S tier.
You're goddamn right they are. Literally, the only army that deserves to be an S tier is the Space Marines. They're the true warriors of the Imperium. They're the elite of the elite, the best of the best. I don't care what you think.
Really? That's your top pick? You're such a fucking basic bitch, Donald. They're the pumpkin spice latte of 40K.
Oh, boo-hoo.
The Space Marines may be tough, but they're so damn predictable.
There's no denying they're the most classic army. They're pretty much the face of Warhammer 40K, aren't they?
Of course they are, and for good reason. They're the most badass army out there. Appearances are everything, and you want a strong face to sell a product, be it 40K or the US of A, big, bulky, and ready to smash everything in their path. All glory to the Emperor. Shit, give me another 38,000 years, and maybe I could have some Space Marine troops of my own.
I don't know. I think they're a bit overrated. I mean, they're good, but they're not unbeatable.
It's true. They're not unbeatable, but they are a great starting point for new players. Their rules are pretty straightforward and easy to understand.
Yeah, and they look amazing on the battlefield. I always play as Space Marines, and I always win. They're the ultimate fighting force.
You're just a one-trick pony, Donald. I prefer armies with more diversity. Space Marines are a bit boring.
I think there's something to be said for their versatility. You can pretty much build any kind of army you want with them. And with all the different chapters, you can really customize your force to fit your play style.
Exactly. And they have all the best weapons and armor. You can't go wrong with Space Marines.
I guess they're okay, but I still prefer armies with more character. You know, like the Necrons. Those guys are just so fun to play.
I get what you're saying, Joe, but you can't deny the tactical advantages of playing as Space Marines. They're a reliable choice for any player, no matter their experience level. A tier.
While I think Space Marines being an A tier is a criminally low rating, I just got to check you there, Joe. Did you seriously just vouch for the Necrons? You've got to be fucking shitting me.
Necrons are awesome. They're basically space zombies, and they're hard to kill.
Figures you'd go to bat for the straight-up weakest army in the game. Nice going, Sleepy Joe.
Eat my ass, Donald. The Necrons have all sorts of fancy technology that can turn the tide of battle. You just lack the mental fortitude to play as anyone who isn't a beefed-up super soldier.
Please, Joe, for God's sake. Necrons are so boring. You just like them because they spend most of their time asleep and are almost as old as you.
Fuck you, Donald. Necrons are an absolute nightmare to play against with their reanimation protocols and ability to teleport around the battlefield.
You're kidding me, right? The Necrons are a bunch of walking tin cans. They're slow and their weapons are weak. No way they're better than the Space Marines.
I don't know. I think they're pretty unique. Some of those models are dank as fuck.
Like I give a shit. It's all about the strength of the army, which in this case is not very.
I disagree. Necrons are tough to beat, but I think they suffer from being a bit too one-dimensional. Their lack of psychic abilities means they struggle against armies with strong defenses.
You do you, boo. The Necrons are the toughest army out there, hands down. They may lack psychic powers, but they make up for it with their sheer resilience and durability.
Sorry, Joe, but there's no way that they're getting any higher than a C tier at best. They absolutely lack the flexibility and tactical options that some of the other armies have, but it's fitting that they would be your top pick. I weep for America.
Oh, come on, guys. Can't you see that the Necrons are the ultimate power in the galaxy? Their weapons are unstoppable, their warriors are undying, and their rulers are unchallenged. Clear-cut S tier for real.
Yeah, Joe, I'm sure they're just invincible. Putting them in B tier and moving on.
That's fucked, but whatever.
Ditto.
Moving on, we have the Chaos Space Marines, who personally, I think they're a bit overrated.
Now, I know that Chaos Space Marines can be pretty intimidating with their chaotic powers, but they can really bring a lot to the table if you know how to use them.
I'm sorry, but I just don't see the appeal of playing as Chaos Space Marines. They're nothing but a bunch of traitors and heretics who will stop at nothing to achieve their blasphemous goals. I mean, why would anyone want to play as a bunch of backstabbing villains?
Well, they may not be the most honorable of armies, but sometimes you have to do what it takes to win.
You fucking would say that.
I will concede that their range of abilities and powers makes them incredibly versatile. To quote Forrest Gump's mother, you never know what you're going to get.
To quote your mother, Barack, can't wait to see you again, Donald. You make me so wet.
Asshole.
And you're the best president this country has ever seen.
Fuck.
I don't care how versatile they are. Playing as Chaos Space Marines just goes against everything that the Emperor stands for. It's a disgrace, plain and simple.
Hey, don't knock it till you try it, Trump. Chaos Space Marines may not be for everyone, but they can definitely hold their own on the battlefield.
Whatever. Chaos Space Marines are nothing but a bunch of beta-cuck edgelords who lack the discipline of a real Space Marine. Absolute dog shit D-tier material.
I'd say they're a solid A tier. I mean, they're just like your precious Space Marines, but actually cool.
B tier, and that's final. Jesus Christ, are we still going? How many more of these fucking armies do we have left?
I don't know, man, but it's way past my bedtime. I'm out of here.
Yeah, and I have a hair appointment. This mane won't style itself. Laters.
Oh, well, fuck me for even trying, I guess.